Welcome back. The month of September is when doctors try to bring awareness to head lice prevention. They say as children go back to school, this is the time of year when cases increase. But for the first time in years, the American Academy of Pediatrics is updating its guidance, saying students should not be restricted from attending school because of lice. The report highlights first-line treatments, including shampoos and lotions, adding while it's impossible to prevent all cases, it's important to teach kids not to share combs and brushes, hats, or pillows. You've heard of Band-Aids, Tylenol, and Benadryl, but here's a new one to know, Kenvue. Johnson & Johnson is splitting into two companies next year, keeping some brands and putting others under the name Kenvue. As for the name, the company says Ken is an English word for knowledge, primarily used in Scotland, and View references sight. Stay with us. Hutch returns with one more look at your Thursday evening weather planner when we come back.